Hey guys, so we are currently in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. We are loving exploring this city. Yeah, June's right here.
It is beautiful. The lake is incredible. This morning we went out on an epic family bike ride along the lake. It was gorgeous.
If you want to see any of our adventures exploring the city, go check out our other videos. We'll have them linked right up there in the iCard. But we wanted to sit down and make a video with you guys. This is a very... it's a video that we haven't seen on YouTube, and something that I feel like kind of just gets overlooked with the lifestyle of living on the road. Yeah, you know all about it.
June is right here in the corner letting us know
do you want to come say hi?
Do you want to say some things?
Hi.
What do you want to say?
Say yeah. Speechless now. On the spot. There's definitely a period of time where it's just way harder, and it's not always going to be like that when you're living on the road, but it's just, we call it the transition period.
Definitely, because when you're living in like a stable living situation that's not moving on the
running
road,
hot water,
everything
electricity,
all the conveniences are right there. Things you don't even think about, like you said, running water, electricity, hot water,
turning on a pump. There's like little things that you
trash system, even like all kinds of those little tiny conveniences we never think about. But then when you don't have them anymore, you realize how much you depend on them.
Yeah, so some of those inconveniences are hot running water. You have to flip on a water heater if you have one. Running water at all, you have to flip on a pump. Electricity, you have to start a generator or use your batteries. But if you need to use like air conditioner, then you have to flip on a generator. What else? Oh, trash system. There's not generally usually a place for a trash can in an RV. Well, at least the older ones. So just figuring that out, especially with the little one, can be tricky. But it's just...
And then getting rid of your trash.
Getting rid of your trash. Filling up your fresh water. There's multiple stops you have to make. So like dump your black water, filling up your fresh water, filling up your LPG, your gas, your propane. Those are just some of the little inconveniences.
Limited water supply is a huge one.
Places to store things, like storage, and figuring out where dishes go, because it's not a general house where you have like the utensil drawer and this drawer. It's like everything is usually shoved into one cabinet, and that's all the dishes, and you have to like figure out where the dish is, and then I don't know.
But basically there is definitely a transitional period when you're moving from a stable lifestyle to living on the road. And I think that transitional period but it lasts a different amount of time for different people, different situations.
I mean, it's when you move to a different house, it's like figuring out where things go. It's just way more extreme when you're changing your entire lifestyle to a mobile lifestyle. So the transitional period for us generally lasts, I would say, like 5 to 10 days. And this time we are just getting out of it. Like today I feel like we are just out of our transitional period. And it took us 7 days. About a week. And the first time we did van life, I would say it took about a week. The first week is just really, really hard.
Yeah, I think it's kind of a mix. You're really excited because if you're doing it, it's probably something you've been wanting to do for a while, and you're super excited. Everything is just like, I can't believe this is happening. But then in the moment, you're also like, oh my gosh, this is so hard, I'm exhausted. All of these little things add up. It's kind of like the reality of it sets in, and it might be a little bit like overwhelming to think like, oh my gosh, like what am I doing?
Yeah, if you just think about like camping, like most people camp for like 3 days, I would say, like 2 to 3 days. And by the end of that camping trip, you're like, okay, I need a hot shower, like I want my own bed, I'm ready to go. So like think about that, like you have to go push past that point. And get out of the transitional period to where you're in the groove of things.
And I think that is honestly the key, is like getting into the groove of things. Like once you figure out a system and you have it in place, you adjust to the lifestyle. Yeah,
so some of the ways we helped ease our transitional period is that we stayed connected to power. Where the RV was being stored, we stayed connected to power, and we had a water line going to it. So
when we very first moved in, we weren't even we weren't moving around. We were just stationary.
And a way you could do this is you could stay at, like right now we're at a campground where there's full utilities. Like you can hook up your black water, there's running water, there's electricity. There's everything you need, and that's a way to like help transition into it, so you don't have to worry about utilities right now. You just have to worry about getting your system down. And then like a pay campground is a really, really good place to start when you're living on the road. And then you slowly take away utilities, and then eventually get to boondocking, which is camping with no utilities whatsoever, and you're just self-contained.
Totally self-contained, yeah. What's another thing? Another thing that really helps me, because sometimes when I just feel like my mental load is not there, I can't like handle it all the things I'm supposed to remember, but I actually write things down. So today I created a list of like all the things we need to do, and that was just for chores today, but you could literally make lists of like to-do lists when you're packing up, or I don't know, laundry, or just like systems that maybe are confusing to you when you're first living on the road. You could make a list so that you remember and just check off, okay, this is what I do, this is what I do, this is what I do.
Going off of that, another way to really help ease this transitional period is delegate and nominate different people to do the different jobs. So one of my jobs is to set up the camp outside, and while I'm doing that, Kelsey puts together the inside of the RV after driving, so that we get all situated. So I like roll out the rug, put up the chairs, do everything I need to do outside to get it all prepped and ready to go.
Yeah.
And then
separating tasks.
Yeah.
Obviously, if you're doing this by yourself, that's different. That wouldn't really work out. We're lucky because there's two of us, so we can divide the chores and the task, and that way everything's getting done quicker.
One last thing that might help transitioning to a mobile lifestyle is go at your own pace. So we've been on the road for we've been in the RV for about a week now, and then at the week we decided to stay at a pay campground with all utilities, so I could work on projects around the RV that needed to be done, and we could solidify kind of our system. So like there was a leak in a window, so I sealed that window before the rains come. There was a couple other, we had to organize the RV differently because the workflow wasn't really working throughout the day. We needed things that were stored in the back, and so we switched around the storage. So I would say just go at your own pace and take a break if you need it, and stay at a paid campground, so that way you can just get your head in the right space and get your lifestyle on track and just not feel so overwhelmed.
Yeah, and I would say I think a lot of people who are interested in living this lifestyle are looking to do mostly boondocking or dry camping, totally self-contained camping, and that's awesome. We like to do that as well. But like, don't be afraid to throw in more luxury camping as like a budgeted,
like even if it's
time
just
for
once
you to
a month.
take a break.
Yeah. I think that really, really helps. Like national park campgrounds, state park campgrounds, RV resorts.
Yeah.
So that is we just wanted to make a video about that, about the transitional phase of going from standard living to mobile living, because we haven't really seen that out there, and it's a very, very real thing. If you live on the road or want to live on the road, let us know down in the comments if you went through that, or if you have questions about going through it. For some people it's different. So it's going to be different for everyone else, but for us it's about a week.
This was different for us the second time around, because now we have a toddler.
Right.
So that definitely made it different.
Yeah, if you have a dog, it makes it different. If there's 2 of you, 3 of you, whatever, it's going to be different for people. But this time it lasted about a week, and I'm happy to say that we're through it. It's a lot of communication if you're with someone too, like communicating back and forth and just navigating each other's spaces. Like, you don't think about that. Like, literally, if I'm going down the RV hallway and she's coming this way and she needs to get there, it's like, okay, I have to move back. Or if she's occupying a space, I have to just wait and sit and be patient until she's done with that space and then do my thing.
It's just definitely a huge adjustment to move into a small space and live our life there. So I would not, like, the transitional period is over. Obviously, like, you never know what's going to happen when you're living on the road, so it doesn't mean it's perfect. We don't have it all totally figured out, but we've just I would say, adjusted, and we're comfortable in the space we're in right now.
Yeah, totally.
So.
All right, if you liked today's video, go ahead and give it a big thumbs up. Subscribe to our channel. We will be back with more adventure vlogs coming your way, and we'll see you guys tomorrow.
Be where your feet are.
Bye-bye.
You're going to say bye-bye? That's your favorite thing.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Can you say bye-bye? Be where your feet are.